Greetings, one and all. How you doing, family? How's everybody? We got a special show for you tonight. Tonight, we have a special show for you tonight. I hope everybody is tuning in. Everybody should like, subscribe, and share with those that are on the journey with us. Welcome to another episode of King Simon Presents Only Quality People. Yes, King Simon presents Only Quality People. How you doing today? How y'all doing today? How's everyone doing today? Oh yeah, we got a special one for y'all today, man. So I'm honored, of course. So at the top of the hour, we will be having our one of our dear brothers from the martial arts world, martial science world, the one, the only Professor James Muhammad Mahdi coming in. And we're going to be speaking about and discussing forgiveness is the highest form of healing, the legacy, any legacy, all legacy, your family legacy, but definitely the legacy of Dr. Moses Powell. We're going to be speaking about that, aka Master Musa Pro. So please share and like and subscribe. Please, that doesn't cost anything. Those that are new to my channel, it doesn't cost anything to like, subscribe, share to build the algorithm, and click the bell so you'll be notified when I come on. Remember, this is a troll-free zone, so trolls, please take a stroll somewhere else. All right? And please do donate to the channel. YouTube is a business, and every content creator on here is a business. All right? Just want to make sure people understand that to the highest and wisest level. How y'all feeling out there? I hope everybody's feeling well. Hope you're doing well. Hope the family is doing well on your part too. I hope your family is doing well as we're about to close out the year. As we are about to close out the year, I am very hopeful and upful for the new year that's about to come in. Gotta take off my alarm. I'm very upful and hopeful about the new year about to come in. So I hope you are ready for this new year frequency. And I'll speak about that on my program more likely tomorrow. All right. I just want to make sure I upload certain flyers here so I can promote. He got something coming up in January. I want to make sure I have that here and upload that. And want to remind each and every one of you, if you are in the New York area, guess what? First and foremost, there is going to be what is that? There's going to be Queen Afua is going to be in town. Those who know about the legendary Queen Afua, health and wellness guru and health and wellness teacher from over 40 plus years. I will be opening up for her with alongside Paris Williams, all happening on December the 21st at LIU, Long Island University, downtown Brooklyn. So if you can make it on out, if you're in the New York area, they will not be live streaming it, so don't expect the live stream. All right. Also, this coming Saturday, I will be a part of this webinar and this webinar class with Ascendant Infinite Goddess with some great people. Nature Kaba Goddess, myself, Corel, and the one, the only Malcolm X Bowser, the great son of Brother Black Dot. So, and that's going to be happening on December the 20th online. So if you want to get your tickets, go to www.ascendinginfinitegoddess.com. It's called Catapult Your Energy into 2026. Also, big up to Dr. B. He was on my show the other day. Big up to Dr. B. He will be in Dallas, Texas. So if you can make it out there to Dallas, Texas, if you're in the Dallas, Texas area and the surrounding areas, make sure y'all go over there. The Real Christmas Story Decoded Lecture, the Code Access Experience Workshop, and there's going to be a VIP meet and greet also. So there's 3 different events happening over there, and it's going to be broadcast live on air. So make sure you go to www.truthversusauthority.com. Big up to Roderick Martin, the UFO man himself. You know how he gets down with the UFOs and talk about it. It's like the Nation of Islam talks about it. So big up to him. And also in the month of January, I want to remind all of you, in the month of January, I do have the great Dr. George Xavier Love, Qigong master, Tai Chi master. We're going to be speaking to him on January the 4th. health and healing through breath and movement. And that's happening right here on my channel. He got a retreat coming up on January 10th. Our dear brother that's about to come on in a few minutes, in the next 4 minutes, he has a Dr. Moses Powell Day, Sanuces seminar happening on January the 10th, 2026, 1:30 p.m. at the Quiet Storm Dojo at 4115 Concord Pike, Wilmington, Delaware. And if you want to find out more information about that, please go to call 302-450-6386, or you can email him at quietstorm1@comcast.net. And of course, I got to also remind y'all of my sponsors that are here. Also, big up to my sponsors, like, of course, Professor Zahalia. Make sure if you want to do any martial arts or dance instructor, she is a professional classical dance trained, and but also martial arts scientist herself in Sanuces Ryu Jiu-Jitsu. Of course, her sister, her dojo is called Raw Life Defense, and it's all focused on Sanuces Ryu Jiu-Jitsu. She's one of the beautiful women that be doing their thing. She's one of the sponsors here. If you do want to book a session with me, please text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022 and an email, and you can I'll send you all the details of it. It's called Numerovation. All right. Remember, the study of numbers or numerology is applied mathematics. Learn how to apply your mathematics, and it will guide you. I always tell people that all the time. So also, big up to Abundance Child from out of Delaware, Only the Realest Feel This podcast. As she owns Drop Squad Kitchen in Delaware. So big up to her. YouTube.com/@AbundanceChild. And also big up to my son at Green Studio NYC. If you want any recording needs and all of that, make sure you support him. If you want any iridologist from a student of Dan McEady, Grandmaster Dan McEady, her name is Dr. Shakira Moore. She's an iridologist. You know how to, your eyes hold a lot of blueprint to what's going on in your body. Go to holisticapalace.com. Also, big up to New Diamonds, of course, the artist and oracle. Go to newdiamonds.net and New Diamonds on everything. Also, big up to Nicholas Brooklyn and Nicholas Cultural. If you want wholesale prices or you want retail, they got 10% off of retail. Make sure you contact Nicholas Brooklyn right now at 718-858-4400. Last but not least, the legendary LloydStrayhorn.com, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. Make sure you contact Baba Lloyd Strayhorn, the world-renowned astro-numerologist. Make sure you contact him. And if you want any of my books, go to Amazon right now. That's Numerovation for Mental Stability. Or you can get any of my books. I got 5 books on Amazon, 2 children's books, and 3 regular numerology and promotional books. If you want, go to Amazon or go to my Linktree /King Simon, the Numerovator. Before we bring on our dear brother, I want to play a clip of my dear and dear teacher, one of my teachers, of course, through information. Because at that time I wasn't able to get on the mat with him, but he would always converse with me for long periods of time. I've even done an article on in a newspaper for Dr. Moses Powell, the late great Dr. Moses Powell. So what I'm going to do is play this clip of our dear late great Dr. Moses Powell, and he was a straight shooter, man, straight to the point. I always loved that about him. So we're going to play this clip of Dr. Moses Powell, if you don't mind, from one of the legendary videos and documentaries they had out back in the day. And of course, The Warrior Within. So don't touch that dial. We'll be right back after we play this video. Check this out.
Moses Powell. I've been studying jiu-jitsu for the last 20 years. I'm the master for Rendo Visitational. And at this particular time, I'm a senior master in the art of Jiu-Jitsu Te and Jiu-Jitsu Ryu.
Jiu-jitsu in Japanese means the gentle art. Its movements seem as soft and flowing as water. The jiu-jitsu master gives way, letting his opponent's own power and weight defeat him. Hitting him is like crashing into a door that you expect to be locked, but isn't. He senses your balance or lack of it. He pushes when pulled, pulls when pushed. As the Chinese book, the I Ching, says, under heaven, nothing is more soft and yielding than water. Yet for attacking the solid and strong, nothing is better. It has no equal.
You can't take a man and tell him he must be rigid when he flows, like a stream.
I had never seen jiu-jitsu done. And to see this huge person just flying through the air and rolling out, not making a sound, is very beautiful and very frightening.
He's big and he's fast and he's knowledgeable and he's a gentleman. And he's an exceptional man.
My type of rollouts are not like you might take it, like it just looks beautiful, but it's a very dangerous thing because if I can attack with those, then it's something else, And most people just look at it and say, it's unbelievable. They don't even see the point because whoever blocked the rollout? Movement, being where you're supposed to be at the right time. It's timing. And when a man attacks you, you attack him for greater speed, but always keep him on balance because you think that he's really getting over, but you're coming in also. See, when a man drives towards you and you move back, you take away strength. Whereas he's driving towards you, you move towards him, and then respecting him, you sidestep him with the circle motion and destroy his whole balance structure. If I touch you, you can forget it. I have you.
Without any further ado, my goodness, I want to bring on my dear brother, man, because that man, like the video was saying, that he was a gentleman, and believe me, although I wasn't in the upper class of his dojo at that time, he treated me with so much respect and showed me so much love, especially because I was in the entertainment, showed me a few holes here and there behind the scenes. And just in case I'm in the club and I needed to deal with certain things, he said, Brother Simon, you got a microphone. You know what to do. I said, yes, sir. Let's welcome on our stage for the first time on my platform. Let's welcome my dear brother, Professor James. Brother.
Yes, sir. Assalamualaikum.
Oh man. Oh yeah. I remember when Doc told me that, and I think I did an event at When Worlds Collide, and Doc told me that, and because I was in different clubs, and I gotta admit, the microphone, I was a MC, and microphone has saved my life, but so has the rollout, and so has the basics that Doc showed y'all, and
yes,
but Jim Anthony or Aziz gave to me, or Soke Littlejohn when he came and taught the class, or the late Battles, Master Adam Battles, and Professor Bill. I keep on mentioning everybody. Everybody. Soke, everybody right. that I touched with, and the late Shion Wayne. He just celebrated his birthday yesterday. He used to beat me up on the Spike Lee movie sets all the time.
Yes,
and we used to train in Fort Greene. So I remember those trainings, and big up to Chief Professor Chris and Chief Professor Dominique and all the great ones. Enough respect to all of them. How you doing, my brother? Welcome
I'm
to my
good, brother.
channel,
I'm
brother.
good. Thanks for having me, brother.
Oh
Appreciate you.
man, I appreciate you because this is a special thing to my heart. And family, if you want to contact him, he got his email /PayPal. You could use the email /PayPal. That's quietstorm1@comcast.net. And his Cash App is $Sanuces. And if you want to find out further information about this great workshop that's happening at the Dr. Moses Powell Day, you can also call him at 302-450-6386. I showed that flyer earlier, but we'll be showing that flyer on and off. It's going to be happening in the great city of Delaware. So make sure you call for information and find out more information. My brother, it's a long time coming because we always talking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
I'm
sir.
one of those people that always call you and the family for your birthday and making sure that you're all right around your birthday, or text you to make
Yes,
sure
sir.
you're always there. Happy belated born day,
Thank
sir.
you,
Happy
brother.
belated,
Thank
you know
you.
what I'm saying? You know, the topic is forgiveness is the highest form of healing. Legacy, of course, Dr. Moses Powell, but really legacy in the world of martial sciences, martial arts, because
Right.
I find that this thing is happening not just in Sanuces, it's also happening. This type of how I say, this kind of disunity is also happening in different systems, not Viennese, and I've seen in Shotokan world, I've seen it in, but yet when I watch movies from back in the day, they always respected legacy.
Yes, sir.
Always. They always go, if you go to Ip Man, in order for you to study Wing Chun, you need to know the legacy. If you want to know Jeet Kune Do, you got to know the legacy. If you want to know Taekwondo, you better know Tai Chi, legacy. Who's the legacy? Where did the river flow, and where did the water flow from?
Right.
And I think what in that video I just showed, Doc already showed you his legacy. Just that first statement about
Yes, sir.
Professor V, of course.
Yes,
you
sir.
know, and giving
Yes,
love
sir.
and honor to that late great ancestor also, man.
That's right. That's right.
I had the privilege of shaking his hands and talking to him also. Never on the mat, because I know he used to break fingers, but but I even ran into him at the train station. I said, and I went like this. I said, oh, and I had to bow to him humbly.
Right.
And
Right.
I said, man, if one of these little Negroes run up on Professor V, he's a little Chinese man out here or whatever, when he knows he's from the Philippines.
Filipino, yes, sir.
Yeah, he's from Philippines. They going because people just think just because they have the look, they think everybody is Chinese, but that's not
right. Yes, sir.
I just left him at the A train, and I said he was all right, he was safe. I made sure he's all right. He walked away, and I walked and watched him, make sure he's all right. Then I left.
Yes, sir.
I know Doc always loved him and always showed love. And if I remember what you said on the phone, that if you see something going on with Professor V, make sure you handle that business. So that's why when I left him at the A train, I watched him as he left, and I remember saying that. So I know that was very important, man. So, bro, this is where we at now, because I'm going to take this from another level. And those that are tuning in, please like, subscribe, and share. Please like and share. If you know people in the martial arts, just in general, but this was one of the best, one of the most famous martial artists in the world. People don't realize how famous Dr. Moses Powell was. He was even in movies back in the day. So,
that's right. Gordon's War.
Yes, sir. And right. He bodyguarded a lot of people, and of course trained a lot of the alphabet community and all of that back in the day. Forgiveness. What, from your perspective, sir, what does forgiveness mean to you, especially when it comes to the system of Sanuces Ryu Jiu-Jitsu?
Well, King Simon, if we're going to talk about forgiveness,
yes, sir,
and healing, and unity, you can't effectively talk about it unless you talk about the things that produce the hurt, the things that call for healing and forgiveness, and the things that produce this unity.
That's right.
So the only way you can effectively talk about healing and forgiveness and unity, you have to first address those things that produce the hurt, the disunity, and the pain.
Good point. That's great. Good point.
So I want to briefly speak on a few things, and then we want to talk about healing. That's so right. We want to keep peace and respect out there.
That's right.
But, The rappers, they all are out there beefing with one another now.
That's right.
And they're even killing one another.
That's
Every
right.
day you turn on the news, this rapper said this about that rapper. They got a beef. They got a diss track and this, that, and the other. And it doesn't benefit us as a people.
Right.
It benefits the enemy of our people.
That's
Because
right.
they when they see us fighting against one another, then that helps them meet their objective to
Right.
keep us divided.
Right.
The comedians are beefing with one another now. This
Yes.
comedian said this about that comedian. And who wins in this beef?
That's right.
Nobody but the enemy of our people, or the enemy of God. I'll use that term.
Yes, sir.
So, what are we going to do? We train in the martial arts.
Yes, sir.
For self-defense and to learn how to fight, and on certain levels how to kill. But those individuals who are in the forefront teaching us, they disrespect students, they disrespect other teachers, and then expect us to act like punks and just accept the disrespect. So this type of stuff has to be addressed in order for the healing to start. When you get cut, or when you get some type of wound, the way Allah created us, we have healing cells within our bodies that and I just had a cut recently, and I watched it heal over a few days, and new skin is back. So that principle has to be in our hearts and our minds. When you hurt somebody, you have to first recognize what you did, and you have to own it. You have to reach out to that individual. And one of the biggest problems that stops forgiveness and healing in the martial arts,
yes, sir,
is we aren't practicing what Dr. Moses Powell taught us, eye to eye and heart to heart. That means I'm going to look you in your eyes. I'm going to say what needs to be said. I'm going to listen and feel your heart. I'm going to feel your position. You get to know one another. Sometimes it could be a miscommunication, a misunderstanding, but the only way it's going to get resolved is if you talk to that man or that woman eye to eye. I can't call King Simon and tell King Simon what this brother did or that brother did. I have to talk to that brother.
That's right.
And that's one of the problems that I see in the martial arts. And then, since we're not just talking about Sanuces, let's take a very popular martial arts, Aikido. The founder, Sensei Wishiba. He was the founder and creator of Aikido, a very popular art. As he got older and became ill, there was a board of directors that oversaw certain things. And Tohei was his chief instructor. But when O-Sensei passed away, the board named O-Sensei's son as the head of Aikido, but Tohei was the chief instructor. So Tohei felt a certain way about that because he was the chief instructor. And then the next thing you know, Aikido split. And there was different systems. But the one thing about it, like you said,
yes, sir,
the root, no matter what branch of Aikido that's out there, they all call it Aikido.
Right.
It may be this brand of Aikido, that brand of Aikido. The same thing with Shotokan. Funakoshi founded that.
Right.
And then there were splits with different masters because they had a different way of understanding or interpreting the teachings of Funakoshi. But you have different systems, but they're all called Shotokan.
Yes.
And they all reference the founder and creator, Funakoshi. Same thing with Aikido.
Right.
So let's bring it on in to Sanuces.
Yes.
Dr. Moses Powell is the creator and founder of Sanuces.
That's right.
There are people who may feel as though they have a different expression of Sanuces. They may have a different interpretation. But if you take that interpretation that you have and you call it other than what it is, what you're doing is killing the system of Sanuces. Now, Shotokan, Taekwondo, Aikido, all of those systems are still known and their founders are cherished.
Right.
But
Right.
in Sanuces, if you take the name Sanuces and call it something else, in 5 to 10 years, you have a student that doesn't know Sanuces. They say, I'm a student of something else. So
Mm,
how does that make the students of Dr. Moses Powell and Sanuces feel?
mm,
They're hurt, they're disrespected. And then, of course, the same thing with Aikido. You had individuals who are senior masters and senior students.
mhm,
They wanted everybody to come up under them.
mhm,
But I say the way we heal and the way we forge unity and the forgiveness can happen is if we do what we did 25, 30 years ago. When Dr. Moses Powell called us, we came.
that's right.
We trained together. We networked together. We exchanged techniques. We broke bread and we went back to our respective cities and we did whatever it is we do. But when he called, we came together as one.
Mm,
And the Sanukas family was strong. If we just now continue that and put Doc out front as the focal point and come together, regardless if we have differences, some of us may not even like each other,
yeah.
but we came together anyway and we practiced, we trained together, we ate together, and the Sanukas family was strong. In fact, it was so strong that other systems copied our system. You see someone doing this style, that style, and they're doing Sanukas, but they call it something else.
Mm,
That's how powerful Dr. Moses Powell and his system is. I don't want to say was.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
So one of the things that needs to be done, I'm gonna tell this quick story.
Yeah.
When I was coming up much younger, I never liked Sammy Davis Jr. And
Really.
every time I would see him, I would just turn the channel. I said I didn't like him because I thought he represented
Right.
something other than what he really was.
Right.
I
Right.
thought he was misguiding our people and, mentally and spiritually tap dancing. And
Mm,
then one day, Tony Brown from Tony Brown's Journal interviewed Sammy Davis Jr. He had just got finished interviewing the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan,
mhm,
and he did a good job. So I said, let me listen to this interview. And I sat there and I listened to Sammy Davis. And when he broke down what he went through, and
mm,
how he was raised and the turmoil that he went through and the racism and the spitting in his face and what he had to do to survive to make money for his family. And then he talked about the natural rhythm of the black man and how he put it into his dance. And he knew that they couldn't do what he did because they weren't tied to the vibrations of the universe the
mm,
way the black man is. And I sit there and I felt so bad that all those years I never paid this man any attention. But because I took the time to listen to his story, I fell in love with Sammy Davis Jr.
mm,
And if we would just be man enough and woman enough to sit down with those who we have offended,
mhm,
those who we have disrespected and disregarded, and talk to them,
mm,
we'll find out that we're just alike. We have so much in common. The things we disagree on are very small,
mm.
and that will start a healing. But again, you can't publicly say, oh, I want to apologize to anyone that I offended. No, you have to make a personal apology because this art that we have cannot survive another 25, 30 years with this division and this hurt. You know, you have to stand up for what's right and speak out against the wrong.
Of
When
course.
you do that, it's turned and flipped on you as though you are the bad guy.
Right.
How do you reconcile with that?
Mhm,
You offend me, you do me wrong, you disrespect me, and I'm supposed to just take it. But if I speak out against it, I'm a troublemaker.
mm, mm, mm.
So we have to, you know, I have something here. I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead. Say what you gotta say.
I once asked Dr. Moses Powell, because I questioned him a lot
Mm,
in private settings. And I
mm,
said, Doc, tell me the most monumental moment in your martial arts life.
mm,
What was the thing that stood out the most? What was the thing that just meant everything to you? So I thought he was going to talk about Madison Square Garden, the one finger rollout, the United Nations, the World's Fair, the Jet magazine. I didn't know what he was going to say, but I assumed it was one of those things. You know what he said, King Simon?
What do you think?
He said, the greatest moment for me in my martial arts was the day that I met my teacher, Mr. V. So everywhere he went and he did his demonstrations,
Right.
people clapped and they applauded. He would speak about his teacher.
Of course.
You heard him on there. He said, I'm Moses Powell. I've been training in jiu-jitsu for over 20 years. And he didn't mention Sanuces.
That's right.
He didn't even give himself a title. He said, I'm a student of Vijitsu Ru and Vijitsu Te under my teacher,
That's right.
Professor Veneteshan. He pushed his teacher out there.
That's right.
So I think that the forgiveness starts with us who offended Dr. Moses Powell by not showing him the proper love and respect that he is due. And stop trying to make ourselves his equal, because there is no equal to Dr. Moses Powell. This man was the ultimate people person, as you know.
Yes,
he
sir.
could make a white belt feel like he was the most important person in the room.
Yes, he did. He said,
that's what we need to do, King Simon. We need to follow his lead.
That's right.
You know, the martial arts saved me.
Yes, sir.
You know, the Million Man March, we had 8 steps of atonement,
That's right.
which I'm not going to get into. But if you look those 8 steps up, that's one way we can start our healing.
That's right.
All of us, no matter what we do in life. But here's something that I say. Martial arts helped save me.
That's right.
It helped keep me from doing things that I was doing, but I didn't get caught up in it, if you understand.
Right.
It gave me discipline. It taught me to do the things that needed to be done, even if I didn't want to do them. It kept me out of trouble. It taught me principles. And I'm passing those principles on to young boys and girls. And 2 years ago at the seminar, I challenged each master to find one young man or young woman in the community that they live in, take them on as a student, and help save them from this decadent society we live in, but don't charge them to teach them, pass it forward. We know what Islam and the martial arts has done for us and how it saved us from having a wretched life. We need to do the same. So one of the ways of forgiveness and healing is to use our art to help a young man or a young girl. Talk to their parents and let them know what you're going to do. No charge. Give them an example of some of the students that you have taught that have started at 7, 8, 9, and now they're in college.
Right.
We need to do that. That's one thing we can do. Always uplift your teacher's name.
That's right.
Remember where you came from, regardless of how good you become and how many students you obtain. Teach your students the legacy.
Yeah.
Teach your students the root. Because when you take what you were taught and you don't pass it on the way it was given to you and you change it, you're killing off the system. You're disrespecting the art in which you were taught. You have to keep it going. That way, 100 years from now, like we say Wishaba's name, we will say the name of Moses Powell because his students, his grandmasters and professors and Shihans kept his name and system alive.
Yeah.
So we have to speak the truth.
Right. Let me say something real quick, if you don't mind.
Yes, sir.
I love what you just said. I love all that you just shared, and it is the absolute truth from your perspective. And you know, but I've seen with another martial arts teacher who was a dear friend. He passed on. I'm not going to say his name. I don't want that system to get to say anything. Although I've talked to them behind the scenes. I remember I was doing a event with one great martial artist, and I invited one of his old students. And when I told him that I was going to invite this particular student, that we all know, if I'll say it behind the scenes later on, he said, "Do not invite that man, and if he comes in, I'm walking out." Simple as that. This is his teacher saying this about him. And then when I called him and said, "Please don't come because I don't want him to walk out," and he understood respectfully, bowed out. He said, "I love my teacher, but I will stay. I will stay focused and stay away." And that hurt me because I know that brother to be sincere. He used to do security for me and help me out at my events, and and of course the great master. He helped me so many times. I've trained with him, and what I realize is that, man, there's a lot of underhanded. 'Cause I've been in many systems, but more in Sanuces and more system. But I realized even under that system, as great as he still held something against his own student that he trained. When he was willing to come out, that student was willing to come out and support him. Show
You
love.
remember Doc used to say, if the teacher is mad at the student,
That part.
something is wrong with the teacher.
With the teacher.
And I asked him, what do you mean by that, Doc? And this is what he told me. The reason why something wrong with the teacher, if he's upset with his student, regardless to what the student has done, you are the teacher.
Yes, sir.
So it's your job, your duty and responsibility to fix the problem of your student. Teach your student the right way. If you allow your student to continue in error, then you're not doing your job as a teacher. So if the teacher is mad at the student, it's his responsibility to fix that problem because you are the teacher.
That's right.
He's the student. So
yes, so that was very hard to me because I love them both. And for me to call the brother after I invited him to be there, it kind of me down.
And sometimes that happens when you're trying to be a peacemaker or do something positive in the community with the art, and you talk to a master and you assume that this is one of his top people, and then you find out that there's a problem. But I guarantee you, like I said, you have to sit down and talk to that person. There are masters in Sanuces that I have differences with, not fights and arguments, but we have interpretation differences. But I talk to them, and we talk all the time, and it's mutual respect.
Right.
That has to happen. If that conversation doesn't take place, there's no forgiveness, because there can't be forgiveness if there's not understanding of what took place. And the only person that can properly tell you what really took place is the individuals who were involved. And that's why it's important for them to come together. So you can still have differences, but the differences are so small, but the things that we have in common are so great. We miss out on the greatness because we're focusing on the small disagreements.
And so Professor James, what happened to I want for my brother and sister what I want for myself in the systems? What happened to that? Because we all want to be happy. We all want to be respected. We all want to be friendly. We all want to be something, especially from when we're young. What happened to that principle right there of that?
That principle went out the window when ego stepped in.
There it is. Thank you very much. I wanted you to say that. Thank you. Hey, that's it. That's all I wanted to hear.
Oh, excuse me. Ego.
Yes, sir. Ego.
And again, we have to, the way we're taught in the nation, you have to overcome your emotions and then go into the thinking of God.
Yeah.
In the nation, we're taught there are no big eyes and little U's.
That's right.
But Doc used the language of the Nation of Islam in Sanuces.
Yes,
and he would always say there are no big eyes and little U's in Sanuces.
That's right.
Unfortunately, there are, but there should not be.
Right.
Sometimes the teacher becomes so big in his own mind, he starts believing his own lie about himself. The only way that lie will be checked is when the truth comes. And when Doc walked in the room, as Grandmaster Hassan Khalik would say, the truth walked in with him. And the only way that truth is going to be told is we have to be man enough and woman enough to sit down and just talk about it. I can tell you several conversations that I've had with masters. I won't say names, but many, many years ago, I had a seminar and one of the masters from Brooklyn showed up. And one of the masters called me up later on and said, hey, James, don't deal with him because he's this, he's that, he's this. And I said, hey, man, look, Doc is gone. He just left. I'm trying to build and bring everybody together.
That's right.
Whatever he did, he did. But as long as he is showing that he loves Doc and he wants to be a part, I have to respect that.
Right.
And we had a nice conversation. I said some things to him, and he kind of like said, man, I'm glad we had this conversation because I didn't know you felt like that, because I shared with him some people that he moved around with that wasn't necessarily in the good graces of Doc as well.
Right.
So you can't tell me who I can befriend, because you have befriended those who aren't in good graces with Doc or during the time he was here.
Right.
But we came to an understanding because we talked about it.
Right.
So you, with that microphone you have, and everybody loves you, you may be the one who can bring individuals together and start dialoguing and fix the problem so the healing can happen. Because if it doesn't happen, let me tell you something, and you know this in the field that you are in. When you are harboring ill feelings for a loved one, a family member, or a dojo brother, and you'll keep that feeling for years, it can give you a disease and you'll be dying of cancer.
That's right.
You got to let it go.
That is right.
You have to let it go.
Absolutely right.
So now we're talking about self-healing and self-forgiveness. We got to stop running around pointing the finger at other masters and other students about the devilishment that they may have done, and look in the mirror and get rid of the devil within self first. So if you can do a self-cleansing and rid yourself of evil thoughts and ideas that you may have against your own brother and or sister, then you're ready now to sit down with that brother and sister and talk about the problems.
Family, we are 34 minutes after the hour. We're here with our dear brother for the first time, making a hardcore debut on my channel, the one, the only Professor James Muhammad Mahdi. Yeah, gotta give that a round of applause. Remember, they got a big Dr. Moses Powell Day coming up on January
10th.
Let me show that flyer again. We'll be showing it throughout the whole thing. And make sure you contact him for further information. The number is right there, 302-450-6386. And it's happening in the city and territory of Delaware. Big up to Drop Squad Kitchen, Abundance Child. She in the chat. What's up, Abundance Child? Good to see you up there from Drop Squad Kitchen. And V-Jitsu. Big up to the V-Jitsu family out there also. Big up to all of them, because they're family.
Modern V-Jitsu, that's right.
That's right. Some don't remember their family, but they family. We all family. Remember that. We all family. And I want to make sure we keep that family, because in the beginning of this show, Dr. Moses Powell, Musa Muhammad actually spoke of Professor V.
That's right.
So we can't negate that at all. We can't. And I think that V family and the Sanuces family will make a big impact if they really came together. Because I do see some of them come out and support at Professor Bill's event or your event or something like that. So I do love seeing that. I love seeing those. They come into, of course, Professor Scott or Professor David James. I love seeing them coming out and we going back and forth supporting them. That's very important in the martial arts world, that we support each other. But it's happening on January the 10th. Make sure y'all come out 1:30 sharp. It starts live and direct. Let me make sure y'all can see the whole complete flyer that I have up here, because I had to make sure I had to make sure it fills the whole screen. But this is it. It's going to be at 4115 Concord Pike,
Wilmington.
Wilmington, Delaware. Make sure you come on out. And again, you can contact Professor James at that number that I have up there for further information, or the email that I have up there also. Professor James, all that is said and done, ego is a big thing. Ego, ego, ego. Oh my gosh. Les Brown, one of my teachers, I studied with him for a whole month and in New York when he was out here. Les Brown used to say ego in the negative mean etching God out. And then I remixed it because we do need ego, but there's a positive aspect and there's a negative. I say from my perspective, ego in a positive aspect is enhancing God's originality within you. Because there is in order for us to brush our teeth, wash our face, to go present ourselves before the world, that's an ego. That is ego, to get us out there in front of, for you to train your students to even want to be in front of anybody. That's an ego. But it's how you intentionally use it for the positive or the negative. So we got to know that there's a duality in all of the words that we use, and everything. So I usually say that, but I don't know if unity will be in my lifetime or your lifetime. I'm 58 years of age now. So, I don't know if it's going to be in your lifetime or my lifetime, brother. I remember talking to Dr. Africa. He said, man, Black people might be free until another 400 years. Real freedom. You know what I'm saying? Because we've been put into it for 400 years, and that has gone into the martial arts world from the indigenous time, from the African time, from the Asiatic time, all of that. This warring thing against either father or son, or somebody trying to take over, student against teacher. All this is happening. This is historic. This is not something new. So,
yes, sir.
My question to you, my brother, you remember our old creed: as we walk in peace, and fear will not prevail. My question to you, sir, is who is going to be the fearless one that's going to prevail to get through to all this? Because it's going to take a conglomerate of us to do it. Not just me, not just you. And it's going to take the women, because you have women that has been hurt in this system.
Yes, sir.
I can go there too. And there's a lot of forgiveness that has not taken place amongst our sisters because of being hurt by the male dominant factor of
the
martial arts. Sanuces included. Let's not be, I'm not going to front. Sanuces included.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How are we going to do? We're going to step like that and overcome the fear of, and prevail and get through this and pass it on to our children. Go ahead.
The first thing you have to learn to teach people the way you want to be treated.
Right.
I think it was Jesus in the Bible said the greatest religion is to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So if I want respect, if I want kindness, I have to give that to my fellow man.
That's right.
So you said, who's going to be the one who goes out there? I'm gonna start it off. I'm going to say, in Philadelphia, for the last 20 years, we have had major martial arts events where we brought everybody back together, just as it was when Doc was around. Professor Saifullah and I started it out in January of 2007. And we had a big seminar during the day. Everybody came. I can name the individuals who came through there.
Right.
We had a banquet at night, and we decided we were going to do it every other year to give New York an opportunity to do something the following year. So we did that for many, many years. And I'll name some of the individuals who have come through.
Right.
Viana Jiu-Jitsu, Grandmaster David James, Kimite Rue, Little John Davis came through.
Right.
Of course, Grandmaster Bill.
Yes.
Grandmaster Anthony Abdulaziz Muhammad. Utaka Bear came through.
Yes. Happy belated birthday.
And Grandmaster Battle, yes, it was just his birthday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Grandmaster George Logan came through.
Yes.
Individuals that you may not even know who were with Doc in the 60s, in the early 70s. Grandmaster Oglesby. They call him the Big
Big O.
O.
Big O. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I
was watching his interview last night with you again. I had to watch it over because I wanted
that brother, a wealth of knowledge, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I guess I mentioned Hassan Khalid.
Yes.
My main man, Professor Dow King, and his crew. He's the king of DC, Virginia, and Maryland.
Yes, sir.
He came through, always comes through. In fact, he has something every year. 3 times a year, he has seminars trying to bring everybody together under Sanuces and Dr. Moses Powell. Grandmaster Bill, about 13 years ago, well, he used to have seminars.
Yes.
All the time in May. And then we start doing his annual birthday seminar.
Yes.
We started off when he was 70. And he's a young man now.
Yes, sir.
And everybody's coming together. Ain't nobody stabbing and shooting and fighting. The brotherhood is still there in Sanuces.
Right.
So I'm saying I'm gonna do my part to bring people together.
Right.
They're going to do their part. We just got to be more consistent. However, the conversation has to be open. There's an old saying that the truth hurts.
Yes.
But the truth doesn't hurt. It only hurts when you fight against it. But when you accept it, you make adjustments to better yourself and better your relationship with your brother and your sister.
Right.
So we can come together and train and have a good time and show the world that Sanuces is still around, but we have to come together. And when Doc left, there was a great idea. I think it was Professor Tom Curry in Staten Island. They had a thing where we all were going to come together and settle our differences. Put it on the table. I couldn't wait. But when we got there, that type of conversation never took place. So we have to support one another. When you see a brother in Sanuces having an event, try to go. If you can't go, send some students. That's the only way that the unity is going to be forged, but it has to be dialogue. And you got to be a man and say what needs to be said.
Right.
And you got to be a man to receive what's being said.
Right.
And a woman, of course.
Right.
So I think that's my part. Just continue to be consistent with Sanuces seminars and workshops and open it up to everybody. And when the people come, share the love, man. No big eyes and little U's. When I have my seminar, I barely even teach anything. I'm so busy trying to accommodate everybody because they show love, not to me, but to Doc. Because my event is Moses Powell Day, not James Muhammad's Day.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So I remove myself and I get rid of that ego and I put Doc out front.
And thank you for that, because I know a lot of people, I hope this message gets to a lot of brothers and sisters out there. And the young people, because sometimes the elders teach their young people not to deal with this person and deal with that person. And they carry that on from generation to generation to generation.
Yes, sir.
And that has to stop also, because if the unification comes about in the proper way, in a proper attitude, it can take the systems to another altitude. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
proper
sir.
attitude, take it to the next altitude, brother.
And King, let me say this real quick.
Yes, sir.
Those interviews that I started during COVID was designed to forge a unity.
Right.
But my main focus was, I want to interview you because you are a renowned master, but I want you to talk about Dr. Moses Powell and how he taught you and helped make you who you are.
Right.
Also, every year in July, Grandmaster Anthony has the National Training Conference, bringing people together again.
Right.
Grandmaster Veronica Walker, can't forget her, in Miami, Florida, and her son, Professor Corey. They have events every year.
Right.
Now, Professor Zahelia is about to do something in California.
Yes.
That's going to be another avenue. New York, Philadelphia, Delaware, DC, Maryland, Virginia, we always doing something.
That's right.
Because, we 2 hours away from one another. But now it's starting to spread out. We got Professor Arnold Allen, Sheon McLaren Smith from Bermuda. They come to our events. We've been to Bermuda. We have students in masters in Trinidad. This is not, listen, I have students from Russia, Bosnia, Jamaica, you name it. So this is not just a Sanuces nation.
Right.
We international now.
That's right. That's right.
And we just got to start acting like it.
Right. And there's nothing wrong. Again, nothing wrong with, bigging up the name of Dr. Powell and his teacher, Professor V, that he shouted
That's
out
right.
eloquently, and I think that's why VSK was formed and all of these different things from, V, Sanuces, Kumote, of course, which is representing the three. I see why brother GM Aziz did that from his perspective, because I know he always want to bring the balance and keep the unity himself. I understand that. And especially being in the Nation of Islam, you want to maintain what you've been taught by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan about loving your brothers as you love yourself. And that's a lesson, and keeping those forms of general orders, taking charge of your post, all temple property.
All temple property in view. That's right.
Posting the perfect matter, being always on the alert.
On the alert.
And that is, I walked with that because, it was the late great Ramza, the jeweler maker, the jeweler of Malcolm X's ring and made the jewelry of the nation. He gave me that on a small little thing. It's always in my wallet, that general orders. And I think if we learn to, come together like under those lessons of the past, as the elders before, because when Doc called and when Professor V called, everybody came out.
That's right.
Time to, really pretend like they're there again. At least if that's what you want to do, pretend. If they're not there physically, let's honor them as ancestors and really bring it all out. I want to see it all happen before this time, but I definitely want to focus on the young and the children that are coming out, and hopefully that focus is going to happen with all y'all. And I'm big up to all of y'all that do teach children and still teach the children. And before we finish, I just the sisters. What is the plan to help at least heal some of the sisters that have gone through a lot of stress in the martial arts world, and they need to forgive and let go and grow themselves, because sometimes they will not go. They will not come back to another dojo because somebody did this or somebody did that. You know what I'm saying? So how can we get that in order too? And how can we show that we're not afraid to even confront a person or brother or a sister that does it?
Well,
that's the part right there, because that's what I see happening.
Well, like I said earlier,
yes, sir.
We have to look in the mirror and rid ourselves of the harmful things that we have done.
Yes, sir.
And look ourselves in the eye. Doc used to say, I look in the mirror and I don't blink.
Yes.
You have to recognize the harm that you have done and do something about it.
Yeah.
And talk about it. Get it out. And listen, some people gonna laugh when I say this, but it's nothing wrong with therapy.
Exactly. I mean, the mat is a form of therapy, but it's not the therapy you need at that point.
Exactly.
We used to get it beat out of us. We used to get thrown.
we need spiritual healing.
Yes,
we
sir.
need internal healing.
Yes, sir.
And when I mentioned the 8 steps of atonement, the last one is having a union with God.
Yes.
Because if you don't have a connection with God, your forgiveness is not going to be God-like.
Right.
You have to have that in your heart. Now, we have sisters. We got some good sisters.
Go ahead and keep on talking.
We have some good sisters now coming up. I have one of my youngest black belts, Sister Naija Muhammad. I call her Naija Quiet Storm Muhammad. This young sister is talented. She's in college. She can fight, and she is phenomenal. She's up and coming. You're going to see, I'm going to be putting out some films of her. I've already done that. That's part of the healing, too, to show the young sisters coming in to the dojo. Because at the end of the day, you know, if you are an evil instructor, you're not going to attract the women. They'll come, but they're going to feel your energy and they're going to say, no, I don't want that. So you got, of course, Professor Zahalia, she's teaching women. And I have done a lot of women seminars where I'm teaching nothing but women, but I'm coming into understanding that really women should be teaching women as well because they understand women a lot better than men. Because a lot of times we may offend a sister by showing them a technique where we grab them, and this sister may have been raped or abused, and I just triggered her by grabbing her. And we have to be more understanding and more nurturing towards our women. So the conversation has to be had. The women, just like with this stuff in Hollywood, the sisters that have been disrespected, they need to talk to the individuals who disrespected them, and they have to be open to the conversation.
Yeah, yeah, and they can't be afraid of their masters.
Right.
You can't be afraid of the grandmaster because they can, they might call them out or chastise them on the mat and all kind of crazy.
Let me tell you something about grandmasters.
Yes, sir.
And teachers. Guess what? They're nothing but men. Some women too.
Yes.
They're men. They're human beings.
That's right.
And mistakes don't exist, but
right.
they happen. And once they happen, we have to correct them.
Right.
We have to. So I think one of the ways we can start the healing with the women is to put them out front. We have a segment in our seminar where we have several masters.
Yes.
Shian Hasina, we put her out there. Chief Professor Dominique, Professor Zahalia, Lady Sensei.
Yes.
You remember Stephanie?
Of course, I remember Stephanie
Oh
Greer.
man!
Oh, my sister! Oh my! I miss my sister Stephanie. Oh my gosh, where is she at? I keep on. Where my sister at?
She's around. She's around.
Yo,
she's around.
Her Osei used to get it on that.
Yes,
mat.
sir. That's right, brother. That's right. That sister was something, wasn't she?
Oh my gosh!
Know?
Oh man!
So we have women that are out there, and I gotta say this: Grandmaster Veronica Walker.
Yes. Gotta say that.
That sister trained with Doc. She was there back in the day, and she trained with all the top masters.
Right,
and she also trained with Professor V.
Right,
and she's passing it on. She has a demonstration team of youth in Miami, Florida, or Fort Lauderdale.
With her son, right?
And
with
they win with her son, Professor Corey. They everywhere they go, they come back with truckloads of trophies.
Of course.
So I always have to remember her. Grandmaster Urban Shaw, Brother Ted, Zahelia's father, another brother who always supports. In fact, he may be coming down on January the 10th. It's so many. Grandmaster Lamumba.
Yes.
Oh my God. I mean, if I missed anybody's name, I apologize. So it was so many. Grandmaster Malik Shabazz.
Yes.
Yes.
So many.
Oh my God, it's so many, brother.
I know there's so many, but I'm so happy we got this again. It wasn't so much about the martial arts itself; it was really about the healing and the growth. And because again, the topic, family, if y'all didn't see the topic, rolling through and scrolling on the bottom when I had it scrolling, is forgiveness is the highest form of healing. Legacies in the world of the martial sciences. Because it is a science. It is a science. And I love how every time y'all are teaching it, you make it look like a science. Doc was making it look like a science. He made it mathematics is life, and life mathematics is Islam. Islam is mathematics.
That's right.
He taught that way. And I kept, I know I kept on saying about the women, and that's what's important, because even in our creed, a man and woman of martial arts is a man and woman
who thinks at all times.
Who possesses speed, force, technique, power, gracefulness, humility, and sincerity. I remember all of this.
That is a man and a woman of the martial arts, sir.
That's
That's how
right.
it goes.
They
That's
move
right.
with the roar of thunder and strike at the speed of lightning.
Speed of lightning. That's
That's
right. You
what a
remember
man.
that, huh?
I love my prayer before I leave the house, sir. That is my
Yes,
prayer.
sir.
That's my creed as we walk. I say that before I leave because I want to be protected. And if I'm remembered by those creeds and those prayers, not only saying Fatiha and everything else, but those walking the streets of New York or walking the streets of the world, all 196,940,000 square miles
Go
up.
ahead, teach, soldier.
Here we go. we gonna stay with those lessons. And 1 to 10, 1 to 20, 1 to 10. We're gonna know these lessons all the time.
So let me say this,
Yes, sir.
brother.
Yes, sir.
I neglected to say this.
Go ahead.
It's not just teachers who have done students wrong.
Yes.
Many students
Have
have
done it.
disrespected their teachers.
Yes, they have. That's right. That's right.
Many students forgot where they came from.
That's right.
When you teach a student and they go off and they think that they're something more than what they really are, and they act as though they just woke up one morning and they had all of this. If you don't remember your teacher, who's going to remember you?
Exactly.
When you walk away from your teacher and your system and you start something with a different name, but it's really the same thing, what's going to happen when you are blessed with students? They're going to do the same thing to you.
That's right.
So what I say, and I learned this from Professor David James, if I have given you anything that has helped you along the way in your martial arts training, then my job is done. But just remember where you came from, and just be respectful, because what goes around comes around.
That's right. Karma, boy. As they call it, as cause and effect. And the people don't realize the cause could be good or the cause could be bad. It's up to you what
That's
you
right.
want to return back
That's
to
right.
you when it's
That's
finished.
right. That's right. That's
Beloved,
right.
my brother, I want to thank you so much. I'm not going to keep you here too long.
Thank you, brother.
And we
Thank
did
you.
a great job, of course. We kept it. And, man, I really appreciate you and your spirit and your family spirit and everybody that's associated with the Quiet Storm. You really come through like a quiet storm for real. So really.
Thank you, brother.
You know,
Thank
and
you.
I appreciate you. And man, let's promote, of course, tell people what they need to do to get there. What's up? Talk to them about this, brother. Let them know.
January 10th, Wilmington, Delaware.
Yes,
It's
sir.
2 hours from New York. It's 2 hours from DC.
That's right.
Jump in the car and come on down. I guarantee you're going to have a good time. You're going to learn something. And it's going to be unity, forgiveness, and healing going on at our dojo.
And
see you there.
And family, please support him. He got his email for PayPal, or if you want to contact him, quietstorm1@comcast.net. You could support him, of course, pay for the event, or you could just support through Cash App, and that's $Sanuces. And of course, you can contact him to talk to him directly. You know, he don't hold back, and he answers all calls and texts at the right time. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it all crazy. I know this is worldwide, especially when you're on the net, but it's 302-450-6386. Go ahead, sir.
And if anybody needs to talk to me about anything,
you said exactly,
healing, unity, forgiveness, or a misunderstanding, there's my number. I'm here.
That's right.
Call me.
Yeah, I think there are some people that want to call you. Might call you too.
Tell them to come on.
Yeah, and I think the martial arts community need a mental therapist. They need a mental therapist in there. I think we need to find it. There's a few of them.
You know, I taught a seminar recently for couples,
and
we had a sister come in, Sister Naima Mahdi. She's a captain in Wilmington, and she's a licensed therapist. I believe she's a family therapist, a marriage counselor. And when she did what she did, me and my students sat back and said, "Oh my God," she was really putting something on their mind.
And there's a few of them in the nation too. There's a few of them.
Sir.
Malika Ali, she's I think from Detroit. There's a few of them in there.
Yes, sir.
You know,
so we need that therapy, brother. We need that.
Yes,
we need it.
And I think they should all come together, and maybe they should form a program for Savior's Day for that, man. They really need that.
Yes, sir.
I think
good point.
Mention that to GM Aziz, man. He could probably
Yes, sir.
somebody.
Yeah, he may have a therapist at the next national training conference.
Oh, that's good, bro. So
Yes,
I know
sir.
he's
Yes,
gonna be
sir.
so. But again, brother, thank you so much for coming
Thank
on.
you, King Simon.
Yeah,
Always, brother.
let me give
Love
you a
you.
well-deserved round of applause. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Assalamu alaikum and
Wa alaikum salam, sir.
us, my brother. Be safe out there, right?
Thank you. All
Watch your
right,
back.
sir.
Watch your back.
Watch your back. Us.
All right, us. That's our brother, man. Oh man, that was a great conversation with his debut conversation right here on my channel. I hope y'all enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed it. And man, whew, it is powerful, huh? And the dojo is a powerful place to go and train and work out and do your thing. But when it comes to mental health, you got to have the mindset. You got to have a mindset. And that's why tomorrow, more likely around 11 or 1 o'clock, I will be teaching this class right here on my channel, multiple mindset. A multiple mindset is very important. It's going to be the spiritual, physical, and motivational perspective of the multiple mindset. That's very important. Very important. So really take your time out and think about your mind and how you have to, wherever your mind goes, your behind will follow. Wherever your mind goes, your behind will follow. That's why with the multiple mindset, you have to be able to put everything in its proper perspective. That's why you have people that know how to do multitasking. So you have to have a multiple mindset to multitask. Not one person is better than it. A lot of people say only women are good at doing that. And some people say, man, both of us are good at it. They just do it. Man does it from their perspective. Women do it from their perspective. That's all. Let's find the balance. And I'm going to break that down tomorrow on my channel. So make sure you like, subscribe, share, press the bell so you can be notified all the way until it's black. Press that bell until it's black so you can be notified when because all I do is positive things up here because this is called King Simon Presents Only Quality People. And remember, boom, advertise with KSP TV Media as we are growing fast. All of the stats are in my community section on YouTube. We're growing real fast. All the arrows are pointing up because this is King Simon Presents Only Quality People. That's what I'm about. All right. No job, no turkey, no craziness. And I just want to remind all you great people that's going to be in town. If you're going to be in the New York area, please. Well, first of all, if you're going to be in the Dallas area, support Dr. B and Roderick Martin in Dallas. So if you're in the Austin or Dallas, I know it's like far drives from different places, but if you're in the Dallas area, this coming Saturday, they're going to be doing a workshop, all-day workshop starting at 11 o'clock with Dr. B and Roderick Martin. And then if you are online, you can do this, catapult your energy into 2026 with Najir Kaba Goddess, myself, Corel, and Malcolm X Bowser, the great son of Black Dot. And that's going to be an online webinar, an online workshop, ascendinginfinitegoddess.com. That's where you get your tickets. And then if you're in New York City, guess what? We got Queen of Four. I'm going to be opening up for Queen of Four right here with Paris Williams, Queen of Four, myself. We're going to rock LIU. So if you're in New York City, call Brother Shabazz. Brother Shabazz is also a great martial artist under my brother, Dr. Moses Powell, but also under Professor Oliver and Professor Diane. So big up to them and all of them in the martial arts community. Man, big up to Oliver, because Oliver used to take some pain from Dr. Powell back in the day also. So big up to Professor Oliver, Lord. And him and Shem, oh man, Grandmaster Chief Professor Shem, Lord have mercy. Woo, my gosh, them two. Of course, again, let's talk about the sponsors before I leave out. Professor Zahelia, we mentioned her a few times up here today. Sanuces Rule Jiu-Jitsu, weaponry, dance etiquette, and the art and flow of touch and go, especially with that dance style that she has. She puts the flow to it, man. She makes you look like she's dancing when she's swinging those rattans and all of that kind of stuff in the stick. So please support our assistant, whatever. Tell her that King Simon sent you. Of course, big up to Abundance Child. She was in the chat today, youtube.com/abundance at Abundance Child. OTRFT, only the realest, fearless modern Vijitsu. She's over there in Delaware under Modern Vijitsu. Big up to her and her whole family. And big up to my son, of course. He have Green Studio NYC, podcast and recording, audio books, all of that he does. So if you want to do that with his studio, contact him at those numbers right there. And remember, disclaimer, the views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Boom. Also, get all my books on Amazon right now. That's Numerovation for Mental Stability. Very good numbers book to recognize your birthday and your name number if you can attract mental instability, but how to maintain stability. But all of my books are on Amazon. All 5 of my books are on Amazon right now. Make sure you check that out. Big up to iridologist, the one, the only Dr. Shakira Moore, the student of Grandmaster McEady from under the angelic system. Also, big up to New Diamonds, Artist and Oracle, newdiamonds.net, New Diamonds on all platforms, and $ New Diamonds 101. Big up to Nicholas Brooklyn. If you want to do any events at Nicholas Brooklyn, you want to do any workshops at Nicholas Brooklyn, or you just want to get some great stuff over there at Nicholas Brooklyn, contact them at 718-858-4400. And Nicholas Culturals is in Manhattan, 10% off for all retail prices. Just support them. Big up to Lloyd Strayhorn, lloyd-strayhorn.com, 800-581-4401. And also, I will be bringing back today's consciousness in the conscious community. Make sure you show I got some great stuff coming up for January, and that's going to be powerful. One of the first major interviews I'll be doing in January is the great master himself, Dr. George Xavier Love. Dr. Love will be with us. Dr. Love. He will be with us. Health and healing through breath and movement. All happening on Sunday, January the 4th at 8 p.m. right here on YouTube at KSP TV Media. Subscribe and click the bell to be notified. All right, family. Thanks again to our dear brother, Professor James Muhammad Mahdi, for coming on. And of course, one of the creeds we say, as we walk in peace, and fear will not prevail. We are not the aggressors, but if we are attacked, we fight with those who fight with us. And if we must fight, we fight to the death. A man or woman of the martial arts is a man or woman who thinks at all times. One who possesses speed, form, technique, power, gracefulness, humility, and sincerity. They move with the roar of thunder and strike at the speed of lightning. That's what a man or woman of the martial arts is. Us to all of the family out there, us to all of you great people in the martial arts world at all, wherever you may be. That's our creed. That's my prayer every morning. That's one of my prayers. And I always like to say with Dr. B, he always says, I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection, and I am thankful for my life. And like Dr. Blair used to say, please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which we live now. Please open up our mind, our spirit, and our soul to receive only truth and your love now. Family, have a great day, afternoon, or evening, whatever time you may be watching this all over the world. Y'all be safe. Y'all be great. Remember, I love you because I love me. Y'all take care. One love. Take care.